How you guys doing? Josh here with Ohio Fish Rescue. Now, I'm not sure how many of you actually have this problem, but some of you probably do. You ever had a fish in a tank that keeps getting nipped up and you can't really find out the culprit? Well, that's what today's video is about. So as many of you know, we have a plethora of different fish that are all in the same tank, and most of the time it is fairly peaceful, like this 58,000 gallon pond. Have big catfish, big iridescent sharks, arowanas, arapaimas, cichlids of all sorts, but you know, sometimes we aren't always that lucky. So let's go ahead and take a walk into the fish room. So let's walk over to the 750. I want to talk about this tank in particularly. So, as you can see when we walk up to the tank, there is a bunch of fish in here. Of course, we've got the Florida gar, we've got this beautiful little veil-tail Oscar, the azul peacock bass, frontosa, we've got African lungfish. We've actually got two different subspecies of African lungfish, and they get along just fine. We have a Vulture Cat. We have clown knifes. We have gold clown knifes. We have an Asian red-tailed cat. We have sun catfish. There is a pictus cat back there and a granulosus cat back there. But as you can see there is a Oscar that is kind of sulking up here in the corner. That is for a specific reason, because fish are picking on them. So when you see something like this happen, you guys have to take action. So when I came out and I seen this, I knew something was wrong. And over the course of the last few weeks, I've been noticing, you know, nips at fish, and I couldn't really figure out who it was. Like you can see right here on this African lungfish, you can see nips in the tail. Not bad to where it results in death, but bad enough that he has a wound and it'll take a while for him to heal up. Of course, you guys don't really see him too often because I don't really elaborate on him, but that is a melanistic alligator gar. He is solid black. Let me see if I can get a better shot of him. Kind of hard to see, but he is all black. Once he gets big enough, he will join the platinum gars. But you can even see some of the ends of the fins of the Oscars are shredded. So we had a vulture cat in here, and I do believe he was the culprit. Well, I know for a fact he was the culprit, because I came out yesterday and I saw the vulture cat going after my azul bass. You can see he has a split in his tail, and this little Oscar is a camera hog. I swim this way, he comes over here. I go over there, he swims that way. That is just funny. Look at him. Here he comes. I think he thinks it's feeding time. But you are a pretty little guy, aren't you? Everyone who comes in here just absolutely loves him. And he came from my buddy Nick Ivar. So getting back to the story here, I watched the vulture cat go after this azul bass. Uh-oh. We've got some attitudes clashing right here. But, yeah, so I watched him go after the azul bass, and I knew right then and there that it was him. I thought he was a peaceful vulture because I've had, you know, 24-inch vulture cats, and they were completely harmless. But at the same time, I've had, you know, 6-inch vulture cats that will try and shred apart their tank mates. So what we did, I went ahead and took Mr. Vulture Cat. I didn't know where to put him because every tank has fish that he could potentially mess with. So what I did was brought him out here to this 350 gallon, because you know we had just taken the cichlids out of it to put them in the Bellagio tank, and here we have the Vulture Cat. So there are videos online of fishermen down where they come from, and they basically take a carcass of like a chicken or a turkey, and they will make a trap. They'll put the carcass in the water. These guys will swim up, bite onto them, And every time he pulls the carcass up out of the water and puts it into like his bin, there'd be 10, 12, 15 of these vulture cats. They are an aggressive scavenger, and they can do damage. They do like to go after the soft spots on other fish, like the stomachs, or the underside of the fish right in front of the fin right here. And I've seen horror stories with these guys, but I've gotten lucky with mine. It just so happened that this one guy started developing an attitude and going after fish, and we couldn't really take that chance of losing fish. So we went ahead and put him in this 350-gallon tank. I am still yet to figure out what I'm going to do with this guy. So I still have some thinking to do and figuring out where we're going to put him. So to hit on another subject here, some of you guys have been asking about these red jewels. As you can see, some of them are just absolutely gorgeous. I haven't cleaned this tank, so excuse all the dirt on the glass, but this is right underneath the skylight. So this is one of the few tanks that actually get algae. I usually scrape them, but I've been waiting because I was going to do it as I drained this tank and went ahead and catch them, because I was going to scrub the tiles and scrub all the sides and basically restart it. But we were thinking of putting all these red jewels in the Bellagio tanks, but we've actually decided against it. And I will get to that right in just a moment. You guys can see we added in this tub of additional plants, and these plants have just been taken off. Yeah, there's all different kinds in here. There's water sprite. This stuff here is just exploding everywhere. It likes the still water. Of course, I don't even know how we got duckweed in here, but we definitely have duckweed and all different kinds of stuff. But this is just an additional tote to try and help with nitrates. You can see there's a decent amount of water traveling through it. Sorry about my finger there, guys. I was stepping over some rocks. But getting back to these jewels. So we don't want to put them in the Bellagio tanks because we took some advice from our followers, and we don't really want to put them in the Bellagio tanks and they start, multiplying at an exceptional rate. So what we're going to do is go ahead and try and let them establish a colony in this 58,000-gallon pool. There is a lot of hiding spaces for them, so there are plenty of hides. They can go and escape from the larger predators. Like you see, a bunch of these African cichlids have already been washed down into there, and of course the convict cichlids as well. So we're going to go ahead and put the red jewels into the 58,000-gallon pond. So I think that'll add a lot of activity and definitely some color to this 58,000-gallon pond. There is a lot of activity in it already, but there is definitely more to come. Look at this guy. This is a mono peacock bass, and I'd say he's about 24, 25 inches. He is just a beast. He's thick and fat, and he is one of the first fish that are on the food. As you guys seen in one of my previous videos, we threw the bobber tied to a fishing string. No hook, of course, but as soon as that bobber hit the water, he went and just destroyed that thing. It was awesome. So, yeah, I think them red jewels will do pretty great in here. And that is our plan moving forward with the red jewels. So one last thing I want to bring up to you guys, because I've been teasing it and I've been giving you guys updates on him. Mr. Odin the Arapaima. Look at him. He is looking fat and healthy. Every time I come up to the tank, of course he is blind in his left eye, so I have to target feed him. But every time he knows I'm here, he comes up for food. So tomorrow we actually have Will Star coming over, and well, it's actually today, because the video I'm filming tonight, video is being released in the morning, and so by the time you guys are watching this, Will Star will be helping me move this Arapaima, and we're also going to move a few fish around in this pond back here. These Peru sharks are getting a tad big for it, so I want to move them out of here and maybe even potentially do something with the high shine or platinum arrow and the peacock bass. Of course, you can see we still have the raisin here. They are looking gorgeous as always. And one bit of hopefully good news is I think our big girl here is pregnant. So I've been watching her back develop. You can see the 2 lumps right there. Move out the way, Midas. So you can see the 2 lumps right there on her back. So I usually tell from on top. I don't know if you guys can see on video, but how I usually tell my rays are pregnant is you'll start seeing a shadow right here on the outside. That's basically where the babies will stack. So you'll have a baby on this side and a baby on that side. The last time she gave birth to 2 stingrays. It was her first time breeding, which is actually kind of surprising because of how large she is. But she is a 18 to 20 inch or so female stingray. So I'm hoping for at least 4, possibly 5 stingrays this time. But I won't be mad if it's just 2 again. But the father is my black diamond right here. So it'll be cool to see how that develops. And I just hope that everything goes smooth with her pregnancy. Of course, I know it will, but there are always, some things that can happen. They can abort. That's why I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of these fish out of here that can, terrorize her. So it is just stingrays in there with her, and then once she develops a little bit more, we're going to go ahead and split her up and section the tank off so when she gives birth, the other stingrays don't nibble on the pups. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. It was a little bit of a hodgepodge and updates on fish basically. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys want to see more crazy adventures with the Ohio Fish Rescue, be sure to hit that subscribe button. And as always, stay fishy, my friend.